Shoot.
Want to thank everybody for coming to move forward with the Fall Fest agenda. Just to kind of bring everybody up to date, Jim and I met with the club board in an attempt to get permission to have the vendors over at the pavilion area in that round area. Long and short, they said no. However, they said that they would allow the car show, the classic car show, to locate in that area.
And they still want a letter of insurance.
That's all right.
Aren't we thinking we're going to have a bucket load of cars?
No, I'm not gonna push it as hard now that I know that we'll only be able to accommodate.
I wonder how many parking spaces are available.
We can accommodate. It's gonna take, each car can take 2 spaces. There's 64 spaces, gives us 32 cars. After those 32 cars are in there, then we can park cars in the drive down the center. And around.
Oh, yeah,
Those to take-
around the island kind of thing.
Yes.
Yes.
Because it's wide enough there for people to walk by, and we can put another 15 cars here maybe. So I'm thinking, we could probably 45 cars there.
How many did we have last year there?
Well, last year you really can't go by because
I just wondered how many. we had.
it really wasn't advertised. We had about 20.
Okay,
I think maxed out, but that was coming and going. At one time, I don't know if there was 20 there at one time. I was bumping all around.
There was not 20, later in the afternoon, around 2 o'clock or so. 4 vehicles showed up, so counting those in the 20.
there's
One thing that'll help deter some of the cars this year is that Westminster is having their show on the same day. And that's a big draw. There's big car clubs that have been going to that show for years and years. So we're going there.
Yeah.
But I still expect that we'll have, 40 plus cars.
Right.
And in the past, Rick, isn't that about what we had when we were over at the CBC parking lot, the lodge?
38.
38 was our biggest.
Oh, okay.
That I was involved with the part of. I don't know how many they had years prior to that. But while we're on the subject, could I bring up?
Yeah, let's go with the car show.
We need to have food and or at least drinks available to people in the area of the show, because it's a long way to go all the way over to the chapel parking lot to the vendors over there. We need to have somebody. Now, if you don't have, if they're not going to allow vendors over there, the VFW is one of the sponsors of the show. And they will fix hot dogs, Cokes, water for free for donations to the VFW, to the veterans. They are a nonprofit. Well, and that's, so they won't be, they wouldn't be selling it. But if we can't have a vendor over there, then at least that would give us.
Do you think the club would allow us to have that in the pavilion, the VFW?
I don't know if they want pavilion, but I think, I don't know what kind of stand they've got or a little trailer.
Well,
Or,
they've got one of the tents. I
yeah.
don't know what it is, a 10 by 10 or 12.
Oh, the awning.
Enough to put a couple of grills under and a couple of coolers. And the other thing about that is, as we think about the layout, if we could do this, we would set it up right over by the croquet to keep people, that same individual to volunteer from the VFW that would man that, and he would also make sure that we didn't have
Block
any people or.
That'd be good. That'd be good.
Well, we can't count on the club. Last year, some of the car show people went to the club and got sandwiches. Now, some of the diehard ones bring their own coolers and lunch because they hit every car show and car shows charge money to get out.
Mhm.
So they conserve bringing their own sandwiches and stuff. So it's not that many that would be eating
Indeed.
that would be a problem, I would think. to the
And the
club.
club said they would not provide food and
Yeah,
drinks.
they
is that
pretty much
correct?
nixed that. Now, as far as vendors, they nixed the arts and craft vendors. And I guess I can get some clarity because it wasn't clear now that you mention it. If we can put a food truck in that area. The Shed and Gastro Dog have verbally committed. Do we have anything?
I've got two others.
And two of them. So I'll get a clarification on, and that's one of the things we'll talk about, where we want to position all the food trucks so
Or
it serves
possibly
everybody.
just let The VFW be over there with their.
I think that'd be good, especially.
Protect the croquet court.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
I like
again,
that.
you're not as many.
And the free food would only be for
Only
the,
for car show.
okay.
I think that's a good fit.
Yeah.
So you have two more, Sharon?
I didn't know you had any, sorry.
Well, I called and they accepted.
Mhm.
And just for clarification, have you talked to Shed? Our conversation was, they wanted like a $1,500 allowance from us. And then if they did 15 or greater,
My guys, the two of them are, there's no holdout.
Okay.
They make the profit.
so what are their names? Your
Um,
folks?
I'm thinking, one of them is, the Chill Grill Hibachi,
Chill Grill?
That's good.
and the Park Lounge 10 is the other one.
The park what?
Park Lounge 10.
Mr. Chairman, we've had our food trucks and our food truck Fridays that have asked for these guarantees, and we have declined that.
Okay.
And so we probably don't want to start doing that now. That's at least that we are recommendation that we cannot do that. But everyone that we've had so far is done pretty well.
Okay, so that, if we can, punt the Shed, that's three we have. Now, is that gonna work?
What's the third one?
Gastro
Gastro.
Dog,
Gastro Dog, she told me that.
Chill Grill, and Park Lounge. So the Shed, you can just skip the Shed because that's what they're asking.
What about filming nights? So they will come
Yeah,
out.
I
that,
talked to they've already been booked, because
That
apparently
would
there's
be
several
good.
Apple festivals that weekend.
Is it?
that was a big hit on the third.
I
I mean, they
know.
were lined up forever. To
For
get,
what?
to get the ice.
Snow cones.
Oh, the snow cones, yeah, they love that on July.
So the VFW will be four.
For the,
But they'll only be giving
For the
car show.
car show.
You
Okay.
need another? What about like the lobster dog?
They're coming in September. I haven't asked them about this. There was one other one I thought I had talked to about it, but I believe Wolf Street Bistro, which was here last week, said that they are already committed. So I can probably find another one unless,
Well, the Blue Bus Girl said that is she in, you think, or you don't know yet?
Yeah, I think she's in.
Because she said she would do the ice cream,
Yes. And I asked her to do this.
but is one ice cream truck enough?
I don't know.
better than none for sure.
So
Well,
I
maybe you
More way like it.
so I can say, Blue Bus,
Yeah.
that's gonna be kids.
do we want Sharon to go on the hunt for more?
But ice cream,
No, just food trucks or ice cream or both?
well, VFW, that'll take care of that end of town.
Just for the car people.
Yeah, and then we have Gastro Dog, Chill Grill, and Park Lounge that we can position from like the lodge all the way up to the city pavilion. So you've got three trucks that can service that area. Is that you think that's gonna work?
I'd like to see if we can get
I
some
can
in
get
there,
one more,
sweet,
sure.
you know.
If we can get more, why not? Try it.
But another suites, I think, so we have at least 2 suites.
Oh, that's not that one.
I don't think that we could
I
compete
don't
with
have
3.
any-
But that's just for the car driver.
Well, he said it wasn't.
No.
Oh,
I'm sorry.
I thought.
You could really limit that. I mean, people walk up and want something. You know, a lot of the-
Well, we can't compete with 3.
It would be-
That's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But it's gonna be
Yeah,
still
no,
a
I
lot
think-
of people
It would be for
not
everybody.
there.
If you did it.
That's gonna take away from the food truck. I think I'll stick with the.
Rick, can they do donation, so like donations
that's-
to the
Yeah.
VFW?
Yeah.
So that way they're not, getting inundated because people are here free and they're gonna get hammered.
But my concern too would be with the club. If you were opening it to everybody, it's also considered that. it's
More
better
traffic.
And more traffic and trash and stuff, so.
Well, trash is one of the things we're gonna, is another issue that we kind of missed last year.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, would you have all our visitors please introduce themselves?
Go. We're not visitors. I don't know if everybody knows, but
Come Gail Greenfelder, Diane Help, Jeanette Brand.
Gordon Brand. Rick Ross.
You get all those? Thank y'all for coming today. You know, if you come, you get volunteered, right?
No,
so there you go. Some of our volunteers. Excellent. But you can be the chairman of the volunteers. Each one of them bring 2 or 3 volunteers per day.
Rick has his hand up, Mr. Chairman.
Yes, sir.
Back to the food thing. We're gonna be giving free coffee and donuts to the participants of the show. In
Mhm.
the morning, that will not be a problem. Okay.
Who's doing that?
Duncan
I've got Duncan.
and Bella.
And Bella's.
Oh, cool.
Wow.
That's wonderful. How about all volunteers?
What is Bella's gonna do, Rick? What is Bella's gonna supply?
Cups.
Cups and coffee and, whatever we may need.
Mhm.
Is that carpet?
Whatever Duncan does.
Is that carpet or something?
The reason I ask is,
Some cupcakes or whatever.
it'd be nice if we can get Gastro Dog, Chill Grill, and Park Lounge to kind of give us an idea what their menu is, so there's not a whole lot of overlap,
Sometimes it would be one.
so everybody can, have a good day. Just thought.
Water Lounge is gonna be hamburgers, and wings, and then the other place is gonna have lunch.
Mhm.
And Gastro Dog has all, from what I understand, meat sandwiches, sausage, short, yeah, here it comes, here it comes.
Sausage, you're gonna say.
So, okay, so, VFW and Bella's.
I do think we can work on something with, sweets. That'd be a good cap. That should be all we
Some
need.
sort of sweetie stuff.
Who did we have last year?
We had, what was it, Pretz? No, not Pretz. We had, who did we have?
Sweet Carolina?
Well, the ice cream person didn't show.
But she didn't show up.
Well, yeah, because she was right adjacent to the blue bus.
Okay.
She was? I don't know.
Yeah,
Oh,
so that's,
So maybe she would come again?
yeah. I'll
Is she
call
from
her.
Franklin?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Or let me know because I won't search if you get her.
Okay.
Yeah, we had it in July, 4th, doing ice cream.
Oh, the
Oh,
ice
the
cream.
ice,
Yeah.
he was very happy.
They've already asked about the next 4th of July celebration, but they're busy they have 2 trucks and they're both booked. Bruce, before we go too far, can you all approve the minutes from last time?
Yes. I have a motion to approve the minutes from our previous Fall Fest meeting as written. Can we have a motion?
She just did.
Oh, I'm sorry. Second,
Second.
all in favor? Aye. Oppose, approved as written. 526. Okay, so we're good with the food trucks, sweets and food trucks. We should be okay. 'Cause, you know, that last year I missed that 3 times. I missed that 3 times. Okay, now we've got the car events. 45, is there anything further? You mentioned that they're gonna provide their own trophies and we're gonna have a little people's choice on cars.
Cities can buy the trophies and.
Okay.
And dash bikes.
Okay,
Is it 250 we talked about?
Yeah, we talked about 250, 300, somewhere that area. No more than that.
so that's gonna be the city.
We also, look, you know, you have the poles with the pretty flags and stuff. We looked, because the sign we had last year was too small, people missed it and couldn't find it, so, Rick looked online and he and I will buy a couple of flags.
You're talking about what they call the feather flags. Oh, that'd be cool.
If we could, can we borrow my poles? Do you have enough?
Do we have enough poles for feather flags? If they borrow some,
Because
we should have 8, right?
We've got 10, I think, on the total.
Yeah, our Fall Fest.
Oh, they're gonna have Fall
We have
Fest
Fall
flag.
Fest.
How many flags do we have for Fall Fest?
7.
All right, so then we have a couple poles left.
You're talking about the feather flags or the banners on the
That's
posts?
the ones that are over in front of the church.
Well, I knew we had 7 banners on the,
Feather flags, there's only 7 of them, right?
okay.
So we don't have any poles we can let them borrow. Maybe we can get some from the CBC church.
Yeah, I'll check because
Okay.
they're gonna come down shortly. So I'll check and see if that's okay.
Yeah,
What I was thinking there, Bruce, was two. So we have one. There just before the bridge. When we turn back to the show, and one of them there. And I'd like to put one down on 441. Because you're gonna put a Fall Fest, something down on 441, are you not? That morning.
With that big wooden sign we have, do we have a big, oh, is that just for?
That was just for 4th of July.
Was that painted old? We had one,
We had a
they
big
had
one.
Fall Fest in previous years.
Yeah, we did.
It's in the shed.
Still
isn't it?
there,
It was.
the Fall Fest big sign.
Wooden sign, and it had
Had the
the
logo
date
and all.
several years ago.
Had a guitar on it. or
Yeah.
something.
And it had the leaves. It had the same look that the T-shirt had that year.
It was on the same stand as the 4th of July stand. It's down there under the building.
So just painted, all painted over it for,
No. We
No, we
just
bought
took
that.
one off and put another one on.
So can we paint over it and put like antique cars and food trucks and,
We recently rebuilt that stand, so it's a different size.
okay,
We sized it to the one that you.
Yeah,
ordered
it's
from.
10 foot.
So we may have to order.
we made what?
We may have to order one that fits the stand.
Oh, the same size sign. I think it was 4 by 10.
Yeah.
Well, can we do, just use the sign candidates and just put little grommets on it, or you get a plastic sign, just hook it to that? Would that be cheaper?
and have it say the 3rd week in October, the 3rd Saturday in October. That way you won't have to change the date. You know, so.
I guess I need to see what you have already.
How many poles do you think you need?
2.
2? Let me double check down there because how many of them American flags did we put up?
counting the Winding Ridge, I thought we put 9.
9 or 10, so I might have to, let me check, see with the count of that with the feather flag for the
Okay.
Fall Fest. We may have,
If you don't, we'll supply the rest of the two.
okay.
And ours is you hammer a rebar in and you put that pole right over top of it. Is that kind of how yours are?
Ours just comes with another rod and it's got looks like a big nail on the end, and it's got a sleeve that slides down.
How does the flag, does it just slide on down?
It slides and then it's got a string that comes down, it's got a hook.
Yeah,
and you
I
tie
think
it.
that's kind of what we have. So we'll make it work. Okay, for signage. We're gonna have that sign. What other signage do we want to have out for, outside advertising outside of Sky Valley?
I thought, Jerry, we did a good job on 4th of July.
Mhm. I
And,
do.
and we can just duplicate that spaces, what we need. I think that'd be plenty. I thought y'all did a great job.
And we're also gonna do the flyers inside the stores
Right.
in Clayton. And what else did we do, Jim?
That was
I
it.
mean, besides the newspaper and
Right.
stuff here from Sky
We
Valley.
got some, when we get into it, I'd like to talk to everybody about that I ran into yesterday.
Your probation officer?
Yes, and he said I could be here to work.
So we want the same amount of signs for, and are we making brand new?
Well, yeah.
Okay. I just need to know what I'm making.
And just on the side note, as we confirm who are Hayville participants, we may want to try to get some more new signs made up to the
Coordinated.
So we just coordinate all that together.
Well, these signs for the 4th and the signs for the Fall Fest, those ones we can use year after year.
For the 4th, they are.
Yeah.
And what if we put, like I
And we
say, the
put
third
third.
grade out there, third Saturday.
Okay.
It's also Tennessee and Alabama football, with it.
You gonna win?
We hope we did. last year. We did once in the last decade.
So the signs, we're gonna duplicate the 4th. And that'll be, take care of outside of the Sky Valley and in Sky Valley.
Coming up to 246, and we have one now
Mhm,
on there too.
mhm.
Okay, so and specific signs for classic car show, vendors, blue bus,
Food trucks,
food trucks,
hay bales.
that, just, and what else? Petting zoo.
Yeah, we need to confirm all that before we print it all. Yeah,
Yeah,
Once y'all know what goes where, we'll get signs.
and just say, gosh, a hand map or something.
Yeah.
How
did the map then come to at the entrance for the third, for the
Because
July
we just
3rd?
used a Google Maps overlay and
Mhm.
traced the roads and different things put little signs.
For the event,
Yes.
face painting. As far as, for the map or sign, the face painting.
When will you be confirming these things? Because if I guess the sooner the better.
yeah, I was supposed to hear about this morning. I haven't got it.
Talking about the signs, we put up like 4th of July signs on those smaller poles. We put them at the foot of the mountain and then one up here at Greg's Tire and then we put one at Walmart. We want to try to do that for the Fall Fest. We used to.
However many we need, we'll make.
You talking about?
Well, it's a banner. It's like a 6 foot by 3, maybe. But we still want the big one too, correct?
I think we can't be over advertised.
But
Mhm.
for the individual events, are we gonna have, just the ones that everybody uses for running for office, those little metal things?
bracket,
Auto
yeah.
show, face painting, stuff like that.
As soon as we know what's coming, I'll get them.
And I have 20 of the racks,
Oh, good.
so
We need those.
Bruce, there you go, doggy contest, that's what we're using here.
dog
That's the law,
contest.
we'd like to have a sign for that.
That is a
Especially where
parade.
we- It's always, because we're at the end. You know, something, directions and so forth.
Mhm. That's one of the event. Signs.
Paul for life.
And I'm hoping with the police, help, we can actually have the dog parade. That, I love the dog parade.
Got a lot of requests for dog parade.
So you have to shoot everybody who's driving their cars. Okay, you can take care of that. Chief Estes.
Not a problem.
Or tase them, maybe just tase them instead. That'd be all right.
Okay, on signage, we good on signage? Anything that anybody can think of that you need to add or?
They got some great vendors that can do signs, let them know where they're gonna go, and how many we need, what they say, we'll get them made.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to follow this as much as I can.
Mr. Chairman, the police chief has his hand raised.
I know this is gonna sound ridiculous because when people are the way they are. For example, 4th of July, despite there being a big ambulance and fire truck sitting there, people were asking where first aid was. So maybe we want to do it.
Put that on the map too, or do a
Yes,
sign, or,
because where the fire truck is our first aid.
right.
But with the truck sitting right there, people were still asking, where's first aid? I mean, I know it's very obvious.
No, I think that's,
There's the ambulance, right?
that's a good idea. We probably need to put that on
That's
the
a real good
map.
idea. First aid and bathrooms.
Well, that'll be on the map that we have,
Right.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, water potties and stuff.
Yeah.
Should have 4 reserved, on this part of that.
Is that gonna be enough?
That won't be enough.
Double it.
How many do we have left?
We have 4, but they were all together. And another
Well,
thing,
we had like 3 side by side, we put one up near
Near
the
the,
2 bathrooms.
in the club.
The club is-
They need to have a little hand wash station next to them.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think so either.
yes,
Jason, with the portalets,
they won't.
can they have adjacent or a hand wash station? But I don't know if 4 is gonna be enough. What does everybody think?
I think we need, like you say, at least 1, if not 2, down there for the car show. Because they won't let us use that.
The club won't let us use there too.
No, because they have backup problems all the time, you know.
I'll talk to Roy again and see, but I just had a feeling from what Joy had said. That we have to go, unless we put on there.
Well, we want the hand washing stations, maybe do the food trucks.
Yeah.
Can't do that. People that afford what's from-
But I mean, coming out of the bathroom is probably not a bad idea to have at least one near there so people have the ability to wash.
We had 3 for the 4th Independence Day.
Mhm.
We put 2 side by side. There on the CDC parking lot, and we put 1 next to the city bathrooms, near the city pavilion,
Mhm.
and pickleball court, which was fortunate because one of my bathrooms I ordered that time, but we did 4 last year, so y'all don't think 4 is gonna be enough?
Everybody was there pretty much last year. What do
You
you
don't think
think?
so?
No,
How many do you think, Jim?
I think we need at least 4 where the vendors are,
Okay.
and then 1 or 2 at the car show, if you think we're gonna have that many cars.
Because the 2 last year, well, I should really get for the cars, but you had all the people.
Right.
I was in the area by the bathrooms last year pretty much, and it was constant.
Yeah.
People let it out of there, so yeah, we need at least 2 bathrooms. 2 hand wash stations.
So we're talking 6 porta potties, is that what we're talking about?
6 and 2 hand stations.
You remember when we used to do the festival with the propane force?
Right.
they always put the porta potties there in front of their bathrooms, because if I remember right, I don't remember what his name told me that those toilets only can do like 50 flushes a day.
Oh, yeah, it's a big problem.
Yeah, we used to put the wash station, everything in front of
I
them.
think you're
We
right.
did
I
it
think
there.
you're right. So, because-
When you come out of them, I have one station right there.
Yeah.
Smart.
Okay, so 6 portlets, 2 lift stations. Everybody good on that?
Oh, God, so.
A hose.
Water hose.
Like, take a drink.
Are you gonna put a hand wash station next to the porta potties and by the car show too? I mean, I think that.
Probably so.
Probably.
For the vendors, for the arts and craft vendors, car show, are there 2 hand stations? That sound right?
Yeah, because at the city pavilion, and we have.
You have the capability of washing your hands there. So we good on the portlets?
I think Gail Greenfelder will hand out the paper towels at one of the washing stations.
I'm happy to be the sanitizer. That's right.
Yeah, you have
Spray, spray.
I have the biggest fear of the health department. It's ingrained in me.
Okay, so we're good there? If we're good there, let's talk about shuttles and transportation from pavilion to pavilion. That was a struggle last year. I think we need more. Because I remember in the past, we had several shuttles, and I don't remember the number, but there was a lot of shuttle drivers running around in the past. The ones we had last year, unfortunately, would have done better, but they crapped out. But we have to get enough shuttles and have maybe a contingency if we have to use the clubs. Because I know last year we had to use some personal ones to get some of the vendors to their parking.
I haven't thought I mentioned this, Mayor, and I just need to call, but down in Clarksville, there's a place that sells buses. I was gonna say that maybe they might be interested in renting a couple of those buses, like, these are like 15 passenger buses, and maybe the church might be volunteer, but if we had a couple, 3 of those 15 passenger buses, I think that's the maximum you have, I haven't had a CDL. Get volunteers and just get 2 or 3 of those and just constantly do a loop.
Back and forth.
Yeah.
If we can, I know, and you probably know as well as anybody, on the hay rides, was it tough getting from A to B?
The only thing with the hayride, I know Dustin and I did that last year, I'll probably do that this year, unless I get the motive, but, the biggest time consuming of that is just getting people on, and you gotta close the gate and fasten it, and, well, I don't know how well that would be as far as shuttle service, and we're pretty much just going back and forth from the falls and.
I don't know, I think the way you did it last year, it's kind of the ambiance, the city in the back of the
Yeah.
wagon with hay, I thought that was kind
Oh,
of
yeah.
cool.
We had so many people waiting to do
Yeah.
that. We didn't stop at the falls. We just kind of went down and then came back up.
Yeah.
As soon as we came out, that was starting to get away to get on. So,
I guess my concern is, I mean, there's people everywhere. If we have the buses, or they'll be able to free access back and forth. I know it's going to be choked up pretty much where the car show is. And can we get a bus in there? We may have to get a couple shuttles. The shuttles are nice because they can go up through the portico at the church and around. It just gives you more.
More easier accessible. I just worry about buses and all these people.
People running around.
And, yeah, I guess that just makes me.
What about
nervous.
asking the club, since they're not participating, as, you know,
Because they're having golfing.
no, not theirs, but club members to volunteer their golf carts. You know, have more people in the city with golf carts providing that.
what kind of liability would that put on the city? What would we have to do if that were a path?
I think you probably would be more the individual golf cart owner.
Right.
I mean, the liability as far as, they would be using their golf cart, I mean, it's a city function, but it's still.
If they were driving,
Yeah. if they're
Yeah.
driving,
but if they're not, then what?
Yeah.
Would that make us liable? If they're not driving their own golf cart?
I mean, there's a lot of moving parts there, we can just go a different direction, be easier.
I know at one time in the past, Steve Mason, the ones that they use, they have some pretty good ones over there. He let them use. And there was, I don't know how many of them we had running around that he let us use. That was pretty good.
I don't think that's an option at this point.
Well, I think, if I'm not mistaken, Joe Kelly's son is like a district sales manager or something for a golf cart place.
I thought we
Not
did that
far
route.
away.
I think I talked to Joe maybe last year about it. And she said he couldn't, or he doesn't do that anymore, or something like that.
We can run it Meyer, but
Well,
we probably
The
run it.
golf carts that we rented last year that were larger than normal golf carts, that company, like you said, the golf carts, after an hour pooped out, so what can we do, y'all?
Well, if we can get them, I don't know how much is it per day, but get it the afternoon before and make sure they charged up down at the club.
Well, the charging, I don't think was an issue. I
It
think
was
they
just-
just.
If it only runs
mechanically-
for an hour.
Yeah.
Those golf carts for $600 each.
Whoa.
So that's not really, that's really busting.
Whoa.
If that we just put stuff in that check.
Well, yeah.
I guess I'm saying.
Just a thought with always up here, Tallulah Falls and Raven Gap always run their little short buses up here all the time, because they bring students to golf.
Uh-huh.
It might not hurt to at least ask if they got a bus available, they may.
And if they have a driver also?
Yep,
Good advertising.
yeah, because they're up here several times a week with their little short buses. And there's also, we stop them every now and then, a company that's shuttle service running out of Highlands. And they got those extended vans,
Mhm.
you know, they're not buses, they're just the extended vans, club vans or something like that. They're running up down this road all the time. So I don't know who they're owned by, but they have contract drivers and everything.
We could do horseback.
Highland area has a bunch of those extended, like limo type vehicles that they toot around. And maybe they want to advertise.
Is
their-
it a company that does, is it a touring, for touring?
Yeah, but it's Highland area, you know, the zip lining people,
Oh.
they have those vehicles. that they
Kubotas,
run.
right?
They're like a limo. like
Yeah,
a
yeah,
limo
that's
golf
George
cart.
Powell.
Yeah, he goes to your church?
Yeah.
The guy who owns that goes to his church.
He's gonna be busy that day.
He'll be busy that day.
I mean, that fall, that zip line seems like it's busy.
Well, it is,
all the
but what
time.
about the touring? Maybe he would be willing to, because it says Highland Area Park on the side of it, maybe he'd be willing to.
certainly ask them.
I mean,
Yeah.
wouldn't hurt.
All right, so we're gonna do research and think on that and come back to that later. Is that what we're doing?
Because it was a mess last year.
Want to send the test to somebody? Ask them, George.
I'll ask. Shuttles. We'll see how many he's got. I don't know. That may be,
We could put them in our police cars and just. Give a little ride.
A little ride. Sweet, free meal.
You have to do that with residents anyway, right?
that'd be good, you know,
They
learning
might
the
have to
scares.
stay in there.
Put them in the back. That's what it feels like. Okay, so the shuttles, we've got to do a little more homework.
And maybe Jason or Sharon can call some local golf cart companies and see if we can get some decent ones and that won't cost us enough long.
The ones you used last year, did they have the connection with the club?
No, it was private.
You need tournament.
Yeah.
That'll be right over those golf courses on the whole, like 4 or 5 people, we need 10, 15 that would really
Make it dent it.
Yeah.
What? Well, we'll get the others.
Just a quick backtrack. Looking from last year, our discussions funnel cake, we had a hard time finding a funnel cake
Yeah, that guy.
slammed.
Done. Yeah, he don't even do it anymore.
And there was a funnel cake at the Bluegrass or whatever in Dillard last year. But I think everybody, something like that, you think they're tied up. So funnel cakes,
October's tough. The craft show people tell
Gail
me.
could do it.
But would
I
you?
actually, I should have one of those little things. All I need is a fryer. I just don't.
so can we, no funnel cake? Is that consensus?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, not healthy.
We're not going to do a bake sale for anything like that. Okay. Boiled peanuts. We've got one of the vendors is the pork rind. So he's one of the vendors and he did real well. Okay.
Of all cotton candy, that's always popular.
It is.
Kids are loving
Sharon's on
Thank you, Sharon.
it. Thank you, Sharon.
Well,
I'm off on Saturdays.
Nina's Pizza and Ice Cream on Savannah. Let's reach out to him. I don't know if he has a truck, but I know he
He does milkshakes and
milkshakes, ice cream, and he's always giving the little kids a little thing of cotton candy.
oh. Okay, maybe he's got a machine then.
And I tell you what, if he had a truck,
Gail could
he's
do
got, anybody a pizza lover, he's got a real good pizza.
those ice cream things are just, it's fabulous.
Mind-boggling, yeah.
Somebody said that the daughter is going away to school.
August 15th, Vanessa's gone.
Yeah, exactly. And she sort of ran that.
Actually, she's Nina, but her good birth name is
Anyway, they're
Vanessa.
fabulous. They live in Skyview.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, but,
What are their names?
um,
Cause Sharon will call them.
Alberto and, Alicia,
Well,
they're,
just look for
Alberto and Alicia, but it's Nina's on Main Street, and they also own, Hush.
Hush. And they're doing something else. They're doing some big thing in Clayton too.
Well, Alberto says, they're slammed and they, just like any other restaurant, they can't find people. And Nina's is doing breakfast now. Hush is doing breakfast, but Alberto said, if Alicia gets burnt out, he's got to stop some. He'll go to work, and I know he's consulting that new place on Main Street.
Oh, I thought he was an investor. Okay.
Well, that may be, yeah.
I don't know.
He's involved
Anyway,
in
he's
some
very
capacity.
Talk about the American Grill or.
Well, no, that new one they're building right next to Clayton Pharmacy, right across the
Hotel.
street.
That old renovation. of the old hotel.
But anyhow,
He's a good resource though.
yeah. We've got some parking. Or, let's go vendors, do vendors. How many vendors do we have?
I don't know.
I counted the other day, I count 10, because that's the most important thing. We had 30, and we just turned in 3 more than we got from our little craft show here. And I mean, I think we'll easily have 40, if not 50.
Are we charging the same amount that we did last year?
Well, I guess
early enrollment?
I'd have to look.
We did
Sharon, do you
75.
have, I did not bring.
We did 70.
We
75.
stopped
did
June
50
first, I
last
believe was
First,
the last of the
Okay.
discount.
But now I did, and if anybody knows anybody, I mean, it's this little craft show we had at the club.
Garden Club.
That, you know, I was talking to these people, we didn't know anything about it. We would have got in by June. I said, well, just do $50. I mean, I think it's worth it, you
To
know.
have the people.
And if you know anybody who wants to do it, the cheaper price, because that's what we did last year, that price was.
So we're saying $50.
We had 75 to 50 early
Okay.
enrollment.
So we're at 75 now, or at 50 now.
75, that's what we average.
Okay. So we've got 33.
Yes.
So that's, right now, last year we had 35. And what we're gonna have to do is, I had figured 12 by 12 spots for them, which really was insufficient, because the vendors need to have some space behind where they can store product, sit. So what do you think? 15 by 15 area? I mean, their tent's gonna be 10 by 10.
Well, I think the 12 by 12 is big enough. We haven't spoken about where we're thinking about having it this year. Now, the backup plan,
Right.
that will give us behind the tent. We do.
If we do 12 by 12?
Yeah, because that gives you a little buffer on each side of the tent, but if you got room in the back, you know, that's all we do. You know,
It depends on how you lay them out on that parking lot too, right?
Yeah, I squeezed them in.
well,
Tony and I squeezed them in.
I guess we're to the point of saying, we're looking at now going back where we had it before COVID, there in front of, by the pickleball and down that way. You know what I'm talking about? By the, across from the city pavilion. And that just follows the lake down, and I think we can easily get 40 vendors in. The only headache, and it was a headache before, what few people live up above that, that's their only way in and out. And they just have to be patient. I mean, it didn't seem to be a big problem, but there was cars.
I'm not sure where you're talking to.
But where the post office,
Yeah.
well, and then the pavilion, the pickleball, across the street, where that
Next to
walkway.
the road.
Yeah, but between the walkway and the road, it's a grassy area.
That's right.
That's what we did it once before. We stopped at the overlook.
Yeah.
Barricaded the road there. And they lined the tents along between the walking path and the road. And the vendors had the spot behind theirs. Right, but like you said, the only issue was the people that lived up on Spyglass and Condo Hill, some
Yeah,
down.
because it's not that many.
University Road somewhere.
But we don't have many people that live up there now.
Right.
The permanent people are mostly all gone from there. We do have some, but they're always rented.
Yeah.
And that is, you know,
October.
yeah. So when we had it there, you know, you had it on the park, you had it over there, and then over in the park, actually.
Exactly.
And then we had the parking wasn't an issue then.
And see, that way we can have parking at the CBC and have, I think, ample parking for guests. We still have
Food
to,
trucks.
well, the food trucks can go beside the pavilion and by the pickleball. You-
That's
you
what
know
they
what
were
I'm talking
last
about.
time.
Yeah, that'll give plenty of room for them. And I just think that cures, it's not as good as what we were looking for, but it cures the parking situation. That opens up the parking wide open. Since, you know, they're gonna have the
All
cars.
the vendors had their own parking, which was there by, you know where the people park for pickleball now?
Yeah.
That little parking
Yeah.
area, the vendors all parked their vehicles
Right.
there. That was reserved for them, so if they need to go to their vehicle, it's
They
right
were
there.
very close.
Right.
And then that also eliminated people traveling through there.
Also going up the hill to the chapels where we parked.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
That was.
And
stretch for
around the
some.
overlooking that big field, they cut that grass that year and people parked there.
Yeah.
And it was just a short downhill walk to it.
Yeah.
So I just think that's a cure a lot of
Well,
problems.
you're a vendor, and if you like that, then
Well,
then that's good.
the 2 years we did it with monsoon rain, You know, so that, I can't get that out of my mind, but it's still, you know, it's still a good place. I think that's the second best place we can do.
So it'd be
Don't you
regular
agree?
shoppers parking at CPC?
You still agree with that?
If that is good with everybody, I'm fine with that. And you and the vendors, you know, what their buttons are.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, it is hard. Well, we did it last year when we were back to back and side by side. You had no room to maneuver at all as a vendor. You just didn't. But in my old bones, it's hard to stand all day.
Yeah.
But
Even in my young bones.
I like the idea of the parking close to their spots. too.
And
That's
will
a great
it, will
idea.
it lend itself, because it was a little bit of a cluster when the vendors came in to set up, kind of bumping into each other. It'd be nice if we could figure the logistics of people coming,
you mean
Setting their
the
stuff
Friday
up.
set up?
the Friday's up and Saturday morning
Sure.
setup, so they're not bumping into each other.
You're gonna have to designate the spot for each vendor. and just first
Absolutely,
come,
Yes.
first
No,
served,
no,
or
that's
down there.
designated spot.
Yeah, we'll do the same thing. I don't know if I have it.
How about the ropes and stakes or?
No, we can, last year, y'all did it with chalk on the asphalt,
Yeah,
but you know, we can,
you'd figure out something. Okay.
Yeah, we did something like this, a map. And we assigned once we get the vendors, each vendor had a number, and then we laid it out and set them up. Some certain vendors wanted to be side by side. So that worked out well, which is a little too jammed up.
you know, and talking about the vendors now, and I think it's important for us to listen to what the vendors say and their concerns and their problems. But last year, their biggest concern was not enough trash cans and close enough. So I think technically we need about every 5 or 6 tents have a trash can. You know, because it
Already
is.
got that highlighted.
You're a good man, Jerry. You're a good man.
Huh? I did.
You're a good man. But it is because you're trying to help keep clean and you always got stuff you're tearing up, paper, whatever. What do you do with it? You know, you take it down. And Jerry, the other thing was the guys picked them up too early. They were picked up and
Too
gone
efficient.
before breakup on Saturday, Saturday afternoon. So they need to carry a little bit. They don't have a chance to do that.
I'm
And then,
gonna put Jerry.
I feel better.
Okay.
And in the bathroom is the other thing, because
So if we have porta potties out there and 2 across the way, that would be enough?
well, really, I think there's where you're going to, I mean, if we're going to have 1 or 2 for the car, so we probably need 4.
Well, that's what we were talking about.
Yeah,
before. Okay.
Now, again, I think the vendors, I mean, the bathrooms there are adequate or well enough we could use those. If that's
Sure,
okay.
sure.
What about somebody to monitor the trash cans? Because it seemed to me that they were somewhere overflowing last year.
Well, and that was going to be brought up. I hope Ms. Holly's had a chance to talk to the school about the volunteers of kids.
I emailed that lady 3 times. I never got a response and the email did not kick back, so I don't know what's going on.
Well, I'll talk to Tika down there.
Thank you.
What we were looking at was community service for the kids at Raising Gap. And what an easier, fun thing to do, community service and helping out something like this.
Maybe the golfers that they bring over to
Right.
their practice would be willing to volunteer that to kind of reciprocate.
I think they kind of owe us for that because they get to golf practically nothing
Yeah, that's.
and
what
preferential time too. So,
Maybe they've got 2 buses that can transport people.
Yeah.
I know they got buses.
yeah, that's what he was saying.
I just could not get that. I've got the latest thing on my phone. She never would respond to me. And all I had was an email.
Okay. Because Tika down there.
Yeah,
Her husband is a coach there. So I'm not-
so we talked to Tika. That would be great.
So we're calling that.
But they can be used for so many things. I mean, watching the croquet court.
Are we gonna have a water station where you can get bottled water, or do we
Well,
want to
we
do
had,
that?
didn't Sid Weber, well, they did the hot dogs. Did they do, water?
He did for 4th of July, and he was just in a golf cart, and it was by donation. And Ken said they made a pile of money. People, they just rolled
Donating.
around selling water.
That's fine. I just, the only
Maybe
concern
we
I
can call
have,
Ken and see if they want to do that again. Yeah.
it just don't want to eat into the vendors being able to
This is
sell
just
stuff.
water.
Okay.
And clean up after that.
Yeah.
But again, going back to what you said, the cleanup and the trash, that'd be great for the kids to help with that.
It sure will.
And it's not nasty trash, it's just trash.
This year
Right.
that we did last year.
Right.
And the tendency will be that they won't, the fee that you have won't be overflowing.
Exactly.
The city.
And then they can be taken right to the
Yeah.
compactor.
I'll get to volunteers. Parking, so parking is going to be primarily at CBC, at the lodge.
I think so. If we can make that work on the other end, which I think we can.
And we're going to posture a food vendor there.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we can work that out, but so parking is at the lodge, and the vendors are going to be down by the city park and area. Is that correct? Okay. Just for mapping purposes. Parking, okay, so we got that.
The blue bus and the petting zoo. She's acting weird.
So parking, CBC, chapel, timeshares, yes or no?
What'd you say?
Are we gonna have parking at timeshares for the event or no?
That's kind of far away from everything,
Yeah,
but I don't know that did we have them last year?
I just did it as a teaser.
But that
So
was brought
reminder.
up. I don't know if they ever used it or not.
Okay, we'll scratch that.
But that's another, excuse me, parking. If we can get the kids in the school, I mean, yes, we got a big lot at CBC, but it needs to be parked the right way. Or
Have them as
where
parkers?
it won't work.
Yeah.
Are we gonna have a band?
Yes, that's done
So where are we gonna put them?
in the pavilion.
What's
City.
in the pavilion? Okay.
Who's paying for that? How much?
I thought 250 or something, it
How
wasn't
much is it?
3. When it was discussed before, it wasn't really a huge amount.
It's, the J, no, it says Chief Mom,
Bail bonds?
Mosley, the ones that's been at the club quite a few times outside.
That's Parker Anderson's. Jay Mosley.
The country center?
Not the big time country center, that's not. what I'm talking
No,
about.
but Barbara Anderson's
So she's
nephew
getting to
is a
them too.
Mosley. She's a Mosley, isn't she?
They're from Otto.
Yeah.
But they're
Was
good.
the Fiddle and
I I don't remember Fiddle, but the ones that was in the dog puppy hour.
Oh, they were great.
Oh, yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
yes.
And tickled to death to do it.
So where's the location?
City Pavilion. City Pavilion
Oh, the city.
over by the pickleball courts.
And is that all day?
Yeah. It's from
Furniture.
$300.
Yeah, city pavilion, but the dog hunt is gonna be, how do you?
Is that gonna, we usually have the dog contest and the parade kicks off there. Is there room to do both? I think so.
I think so. We'll just have to statistically set it
I
up.
think you can-
The dogs are.
Well,
The radio station from Clayton came up and did a live broadcast here in our.
I think that was checked on last year. Yeah, I think somebody checked on that.
I
last
checked
year.
on it last year and they wanted a lot of money.
It's too big for the dance.
But as far, now, the dog show and the, what we should do is coordinate the band certain hours, so the band plays from here to here, and the dog show is from here to here, so they have exclusive to it. Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Now, we could, is the trailer that we use, like we used at the 4th of July, 3rd of July? Is that used for anything right now? I mean, or is that, we could put the band on that. We could put the band on that.
Because can we get to the DC electricity?
Yeah, yeah, so it'd have to be close to the
Somewhere
pavilion
the
for electricity.
pavilion would be free. Open.
Yeah,
Are you gonna put him in the sun all day?
well, he said he's got a tent, I mean, but, you know, I just think if we could, I think we can make a pavilion for ourselves.
One of my comments last year was that a lot of people don't win the doggy contest, so having the band there.
You just say follow the
I
music.
can see that. Well, I can see, also the dog contest, which is all by itself, so I think having a band there, people see signage is a great idea. I don't, maybe not simultaneously, but.
Yeah. I
Do we
think
have somebody that cleaned up the dog thing this year?
not there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, we're it.
You're it. You're the dog people.
Yeah, lots of questions.
And Paws and Claws downtown. I talked to them, you know, they're huge into Paws for Life, or whatever you want to call it. The pet store downtown
Oh, yeah.
and the vet, you know, they own that. And last Christmas, they had a Santa Claus in there. And the dog took pictures of Santa Claus. We don't want Santa Claus, but they made it sound like they think they can get somebody to do that, you know, to help with that. Yeah.
All right.
Now, I don't know that for sure, but
Right here, Jim.
Well, Kay Bernstein and Joel were taking pictures last year.
Yes, she
of the
did.
dog.
Yeah.
the
They
dog
did.
well, that's
Yeah.
good enough. We don't need anybody.
If she'll do it again, if they'll do it again.
Yeah,
She did a good job.
What's her name again? I'm sorry.
Diane Kelly.
She's dog queen.
What will,
Thank y'all for volunteering to do that. You get special t-shirts.
you can write on them. do
Whatever you want on.
He subscribed all of us. He just said you're doing it.
You're a good man.
Is there any way we can have the band and the dog parade thing simultaneously, or do they need to have their own windows?
Well, they're just viewing the dogs at that time. I don't see where the music would hurt.
Well, well, my dog would freak out if there's that, you know, with the reverberation. So, but these people are lovely. We'll just say.
Oh, they are.
Look, where we are and can just, you've got to take a break right now.
Yeah, let's see, work or take a break.
That'll be the window for the dog contest, and then they can take off. Is it gonna be a parade? We had a lot of people want a parade, just FYI.
Yeah.
We got a lot of feedback.
That's weird, because we didn't get that.
And we'll have the newspaper there, take pictures.
We didn't have many dogs this year for it.
But last year for the Fall Fest, somebody told me there were 70 people up there for the dog costume thing.
Oh, yeah. Oh, the dog costume.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a parade. No,
Yeah,
but
but
the people want to see the dogs parade. So how many ever we have, we could do that.
it could be a short
And
parade.
decide, okay, so from the pavilion to where?
So what's the road up above the pavilion? They just they can just do it from there down to.
Well, maybe from the church parking lot, we could.
Or shoot, could they
be
just,
there and then go on. to the-
could they, or deal with the park stall? Could they just do the park?
I think that's the best thing where
Because,
we're on grass and not walking. on
right, and it'd be easy to
concrete.
pick up mess.
And there's poop bags over there.
And I don't, in October, I don't think the asphalt's gonna be hot, but it's still gonna be rough on the fall.
So where's it gonna be?
On the other side of the road, you know, there's a walking trail.
But will people see it there? Will people see the parade?
There's a small pavilion on that.
I would think it's on the road.
You can gather there and have dogs all gather there and walk around by the pickleball court and come to the big.
Oh, yeah.
That way the dogs don't have to walk a half mile.
Yeah, that's right.
And it's on grass, it's easier on the fall.
What'd you say, Rod? I missed it.
You gather in the small pavilion that's in the park. The dogs could gather there and everybody could see them over there, and they could walk around and parade over to the big pavilion. It's not that long of a walk, and it'd be good for the dogs, and everybody could see the entire route without having to go.
Yeah.
Where exactly is that small pavilion?
Right directly across the big ball.
On the other side. of the
Other
little
side of
pond.
the lake.
Brand new.
in the mud
No,
hole.
it's been there.
By the post office?
It just never gets.
Yeah,
Yeah, by the post office.
yeah, it's right across from the pickleball court.
And it's shaded, so that area is shaded, so the dogs won't be hot.
And actually, isn't there a boots,
Yeah.
bags that's there? Or waste bags?
Mess.
Morgan, you want to be in charge of that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Yours got the waste.
As a husband, I know you use that.
Okay,
And there's water there, sat there, mid-route, there would be water.
case in point, are we gonna have water for the dogs during the day at places where
I think we should.
I'll have a water station for the dogs, and that would be something that put on the map or whatever. Well, that's where they're gonna be. I don't know if you can say they're gonna be all up in that in town, but
So if they go to the car show or if they go to the vendor.
Yeah, make it a good water station. You know, sometimes they have a little dish about like this, you know.
and the dog, and it's done. Or maybe just a rain barrel, you know, one of those galvanized rain barrels, because the dog's first thing you're gonna do is upside down and that's done.
Gordon's in charge, he'll have it.
Thank you, Gordon.
Gordon's got the galvanized water thing.
Is this being recorded?
Yeah.
Oh, we got a funny comment.
Okay, some of the other, okay, the dogs, the band, petting zoo.
We don't know yet.
Okay.
She's been real squirrely. I can't get her to answer me. And she had supposed to do a demonstration for the garden club and backed out the week before. So I don't know.
Okay, face painting. Lou McNaughton spearheaded that last year. Big success, not near enough volunteers. Because they had kids lining up 10 deep, waiting longer than they should. And then Lou and Kathy ended up being there most of the day.
Now Kathy was driving the golf cart, wasn't she?
You know,
Was she doing
at
that?
a certain time, but she was, spent a lot of time, and Lou spent the whole day. And I don't know whether, but, shoot, I think we need
Did
5
you
or,
say she'd do it again, or do we know?
I don't know. But I think if she,
Art, get kids in art class, they would get community hours, because Lou struggled last year, she could get no one help.
yeah, that's right. And so she ended up doing herself, because I think, man, if you can get an art department, get 5 or 10 girls, guys, whatever. And Kathy would probably, I think Kathy will do it. Lou, I don't know. So I think she got burned out on it last year. But anyhow, how can we do that?
Oh, that's true. Meet anybody at the high school? At the Raven County High School?
Mr. Rowland, he worked at times with the counselors.
I know she knows.
Who was that?
Yeah. Barbara Anderson works with the garden club and she does the scholarships and she works with the counselors. I wonder if Barbara Anderson could, she could dog it, maybe get it done.
Okay, you want me to call Barbara?
Yeah, call Barbara Anderson.
Because we either have 5 or 10, or just don't do it at all.
Yeah. And over there, under the overhang of the CBC church was probably a good place to do it because it's cool. and
Yes.
Yeah, they just can have their table set up.
And they're away from the traffic.
Yeah, and get away from the traffic, Rob.
If, and I've seen other places do it, and it was fun and cute. If that don't work out, enough people do the face painting. You probably only need a couple, but paint pumpkins, little small pumpkins.
Yeah, they
And I bet Osage would give us some.
we used to do that.
Yeah.
We had a pumpkin painting for the children and they all loved it.
And Franklin does a thing, and I don't know logistically whether that could be, So they have a pumpkin roll contest.
Yes.
They roll it, yeah, that's what I'm saying. They put a number on it, they roll it, that number went the furthest and that one went. The kids was going crazy over that.
Okay, I've got a slide.
Gordon can do that.
Jordan, okay,
So what are we gonna do? We're gonna do a pumpkin painting? Or what are we gonna do with that?
well, I think
Is it gonna be
face
a
painting
race,
is
a roll?
best, but if you can't do that, go to one of these others. So I think the kids love face painting.
Well,
Can we do it in the
Behind-
parking lot?
behind CDC.
That's that hill that comes from. Uh-huh,
You talk about behind the post office?
yeah, that's a pretty steep hill.
Yeah.
Or the hill that used to be the ski slope.
Right behind that
To the
CDC,
left of the-
where the condos are up top there.
Oh, yeah, right there.
It's all grass.
It's grassy.
Pretty much maintained, and you have a start and finish line.
I'm not familiar with pumpkin roll, but someone said, what is it anyway?
You just line up and they do groups of 5 or whatever. The kids just push their pumpkins off, but the one that goes the furthest down the road.
They have it every year at Franklin.
That's what I was thinking. Coming down from the chapel.
I'm excited coming down hot. That may be a little. I can see that, and they're over in the vendor parking lot. But what we can do is have the pumpkins numbered, what are you talking, maybe about that?
Yeah, well, it needs to be big enough to actually have weight roll.
And you could have the first one across the line and then the furthest. The one that rolled the furthest. Is that doable?
I think the kids would enjoy it.
How many pumpkins?
Well, there you go. Does anybody have a connection to Osage? I believe if they will never donate. Because they never sell that many little ones. They sell the big ones.
That's usually who we get our pumpkins from, that we set out. is Osage.
So you know them pretty well, Jerry? You get our
Yeah,
pumpkins.
yeah, pretty good.
I know that guy.
Which guy?
Got the Cheryl. is it
Cheryl.
Cheryl. She, yeah, that. I know those people.
Gail will do it.
So
I
that,
know those people.
if we're gonna do that,
with Osage too.
I'm in the dog thing, though, so I can't do it,
You
but I
can't
could,
do,
But
I
no,
could
but
make a contact for the pumpkins. We could buy a truckload of pumpkins.
maybe between them and Osage both. Jerry said he works with them, so maybe we can do that.
Okay, so.
be nice if they donate too.
I'm trying to get as badly as we went with getting volunteers for face paint. I don't think you're gonna be able to do both, and I would suggest. since
No.
We could not get people to do face painting, and you haven't been able to get through to someone, at school. If you go with the pumpkin thing, again, you're gonna have people there. Are you gonna decorate the pumpkins and then roll those?
No, they just have a number on it, and roll it, and you just need a couple of people to start, a couple of people to
I
end.
think that would be a lot.
I think so.
more manageable.
So scratch face painting.
I would scratch face painting.
And for the dog contest to carry in the pumpkin roll, we'll have to have some means of signing it up. Because I know for the duck races for Independence Day, we had a couple of people on board to register, their duck, get them a number, so that when it starts. So same thing with the dogs are gonna have to have a number or something, so that, number 2, number whatever, or
You got any ideas on how the girls?
they'll have to register.
Categories cost, last year, they charged something like $5 per entry. Seems to me they did that last year.
For what?
Well, per entry, you got a contest, it's the largest dog, funniest dog, best dressed dog.
We did that here.
They charged $5, $3
Charged here.
for that, for the cost of the trophy.
I like that.
What they asked.
Yeah,
Pardon?
$5.
And I was, someone was ahead there, signing up.
All goes to Paul's delight.
Teddy
Yeah,
Curtis-
yeah.
Yeah.
Teddy Curtis did it last year, so I don't know.
Is that what that is?
She was pretty adamant she didn't want to do it.
Yeah, the money all went to Paul's for life, and what we did, I worked on it 1 year. And we just, at the house, printed up certificates. We didn't give out trophies, it was a little certificate. Because you've got a budget that we're having to work with. And right now, Yeah, keep
We'll
going
put a
back up.
gold seal on
Yeah.
So we should committee work with, this is a committee on it.
Yeah. We did,
I've got
everybody
that,
did it themselves.
a category.
it. Our Pause for Life
I
gonna
don't know
bring
if we're
up
gonna get to
puppy
that
dogs
this
and
meeting.
stuff for petting.
Yeah.
And
Pause for Life can come and set up,
Well, we can,
have puppies
why
to
don't we, you all have so much to do. Let us.
handle it. Y'all handle it. Handle it. Okay, good.
And then we can make a call, I can make a call out to them and see if they want to come.
But check with the pet store down there and see.
Is this in Dillard or Clayton?
Clayton.
Clayton.
And like I say, the vet wife owns that. And they're real big and see if they've got someone who can take pictures. You just have a little station for people with their dogs.
Is that our finder?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, next one, fire truck ride, is that what we're gonna do?
Surprised kids not here. Do we have rides or they just climbed on the, they just climbed on it, I think.
Okay, I mean, that was it, just, they just were able to climb on it?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say fire truck. Climb,
Visit the fire truck.
okay. Hayride, we're gonna do that, Jason? That was a good, how many, you say you did 300 kids if you did one?
We had two tractors. We have maybe 15 people at the time. I stopped counting after about 25 trips. I mean, it was pretty much just back
It
and
was
forth.
big.
Yeah, well,
So is that a go this year? Yeah. Like I said, that was a big success.
Where does it go?
We
Waterfall.
was right there in front of the CDC, about where the big banner, we put the banner last year, the hay bale there. Is with that paved area that people get on there, and then we just go across to maybe more culvert, kind of left on Tahoe, go down to the falls. We don't even stop, we just come right back up.
That's a
but
really.
everybody loved it.
It takes about 15 minutes to do that loop. And it was pretty much as soon as we came back, those folks were to get back home. So,
Didn't you say you had 300 kids doing that?
Just a ballpark, it was.
How many
well
could you put on the?
I mean, it wasn't a lot, it was kids and adults. It was a lot of adults with them, but, I mean, yeah, if I did 25 trips at 15, that's 375, those Dustin do it too, so. I bet there's probably 700 adults and kids that did that.
Well, you know, it's funny, when we contact the vendors, to solicit, one of the first questions they ask is how many people attended, because they don't want to come to a loser. And I think we had 1,000 people.
That's what I've been telling them.
Last Fall Fest, and probably same for Independence.
Oh, Independence Day.
It was more.
Otter said he thought it was the biggest one ever this year. How many people you estimate? Do you have any idea?
Oh, Lord, not really, because so many people walked from their rentals.
Right.
And all the rentals were full, and those people came in golf carts and walked and everything.
Yeah, it
It was
was,
It
packed.
was a great day.
yeah, it was great.
Okay, the next thing, are we gonna have any kind of a game, like cornhole game? Or is that just gonna be problematic trying to,
Anybody that wanted to work it.
I mean, how many volunteers and how many boards would we need?
I was Sharon had a good point on our food trucks.
Mhm.
Maybe instead of having volunteer tournaments, because there always seems to be a wait for people to get their food,
Mhm.
maybe we just have some cornhole places set and people can just do that themselves.
On their own.
On
Yeah.
their own as they're waiting.
Do we have boards? Cornhole ball boards?
Mark Amy has one.
Okay.
Kat and I have,
Oh, maybe I
I
should-
mean,
One set.
instead of having-
I saw that board.
I mean, your enthusiasts, they can just have their own meat trying to spot them better.
Yeah, Gordon can take care of that.
Gordon can take care of it.
we have one, you'll never see the bags. They would be able to retrieve the boards.
Do we even need it? There's so many other.
I don't think we do really.
The pumpkin roll thing.
Okay.
We're gonna do that. You want me to call?
For a cornhole,
No.
The sheriff.
Back to the pumpkin. Did you want me to do that, Brad? Let's not do the car.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can do that, and Jerry can get all those, say, we got two choices in, or, you know, and then decide how many we need.
okay, the craft show, we did that.
How can we advertise people that might be giving us things like pumpkins, like Osage and shearlings? Do we have, usually they have a banner that they.
We'll put up a banner for them.
Of course,
Yeah.
donated.
Now, what we do in our community where we live, take a whole page of the local paper to thank all of the donors. I don't know if you've ever done this in a Clayton paper.
Clayton paper is very expensive.
Very expensive, but we could do it in our.
And I do, of course, we'll do it in our Sky Valley Times and.
Yes.
And we can get Forward Reagan, who
Yeah,
publishes everything for the whole county, and put it in theirs.
and do it ahead of time.
Yeah.
Do it next month.
Oh, it'll be advertised.
They will advertise by the mayor that you need a calendar, that will be,
Yeah.
at no cost
Yeah.
for us.
Yeah, Raven, Forward Reagan will do it for us.
Some of the items last year are Laurel. Did we do Laurel last year?
I think we did.
Did we?
I thought we did.
I don't remember. That costs.
Well, this year Laurel did, I'm not sure how they knew, unless community things, they did our 4th of July, but they put the wrong day.
We didn't get.
So we got a free.
We got a free.
Well, I think we would pay for that.
We didn't Jamie
I
get
think it's just
involved in that last
community.
year? From the
I
advertising?
don't know.
Is
Yeah.
that an option, or I'm just gonna check them off? Yes, no, Laurel, yes, no.
We need to check.
Is it expensive?
I don't know. I can call and just ask that we want it in our community events. If
I
it's
mean, it
something.
was so well publicized last year.
Yeah.
It's like, we budgeted for that in marketing, it's like 485.
Yeah. It's not cheap.
Just, you know, I guess I'm gonna put a question mark there for the Laurel. Facebook, do we do anything with
Yeah, we
Facebook?
got Facebook. She's
Okay, so
Facebook
that's-
queen.
That's good.
We actually have a Visit Sky Valley Facebook and a Visit Sky Valley website.
So that's our website.
Yeah, we actually have a separate website and a separate Facebook that's not related, that's for all of this cell phones.
Too bad we couldn't have some advertising for the pancake breakfast this week, that we could have a flyer maybe sitting there of just something. You know, mark your calendar for the Fall Fest, October 31.
Sure. Do they have a September breakfast? We sure could get it for that.
They do have a September.
We have the president of the POA right here, so.
Yeah, Grace will do that.
Grace will do that.
Back to the games. We can have a Doug the mayor day.
That has been suggested previously, and I say no. I think Doug the council members will do
Lines up.
it. Probably.
Or like a javelin throw.
Javelin. Oh, I thought you meant it me.
Grace, I can get something to you by September if you want to. Report that, just a little sheet to pick up.
Sharon, do you do forward raising?
Yeah.
Do we, that's one of our.
She does
options.
forward raising.
Well, you're gonna be there this week.
So that, I mean.
But I'm,
You can post it. I think.
They're taking up the money. I can give them out.
Well, let's put posters.
Yeah.
well, I'm going to Atlanta tomorrow. I'll shop.
I've done it. Yeah. And for the 4th of July last 2 years.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to help?
Did we do postcards last year?
For what?
Just advertisement, general advertisement, because I mean, it was obviously well advertised
Well,
last year.
And Jim put it in all the store windows in
Mhm.
Clayton.
So flyers,
He did the flyers. I mean, the city hall did the flyers, but he went and had them all put in there. That was great. Thank you, Jim.
I think that's
Yeah.
You know, and most of the vendors down in Clayton are just typically good.
To do it.
Yeah.
That's good.
I was in a restaurant yesterday and they at the table had a little flyer on some crab show on the table.
Really? Some of the
Yeah.
restaurants are doing their own craft.
Yes.
They're doing their own craft
That was
shows.
at the gazebo in Franklin.
Oh,
I know that several of the restaurants in Clayton do, certain Saturdays, they do their own craft shows and they were advertising.
We're not gonna do a raffle or anything like that, are we?
No.
I think we. How about the T-shirt contest? I know Ken spearheaded that last year, and I'm not sure who or whom he contacted.
It was what? I did the podcast.
Lots of t-shirts made up and sold.
And
Well,
so
I've
everyone,
already designed a few and I didn't know if we were doing a contest or not, but if you'd rather do a
I
contest.
think it'd be nice to see if we could do a contest or look at your designs. I don't know how well it was received.
put in designs, yeah.
If people, do a shout out, say, is anybody interested in submitting?
Did we sell all those t-shirts? I think we
One
did.
3X is left.
1-3, that's left. Yeah, so we sold them.
I'm not saying anything.
Like last year, long-term t-shirt, they're really good. And that's very popular.
Yeah.
Well, let's do a shout out and see what we get. And we've got Holly did it, or we could do pieces from last year, new. Sharon, you have a bunch. I think we got it covered.
I'll design the pocket again if you have the
Three
artist.
The leaves and the bear.
I can do the
Yeah.
pocket.
Yeah.
You get the people to do that.
Holly, I think we should do your bear that was on the cover of Laurel that you did. That's fabulous. That's what we should have. If we had that on a t-shirt.
You talking about on the pocket or on the back?
I just,
Big
I
on the
think
back.
on the back. And just something on a little on the pocket. That's it. That was your bear.
Mhm.
Here.
And not deal with that. It'll just then,
Just with this group, with what Grace is saying, with what we have, what you've done, Sharon, what you've done, Holly. Take those, do a little
Design up.
a little t-shirt, and
Yeah.
we'll get this group to say yay, nay, this one, and then that, we're done. with it.
I think we just put Sky Valley Fall Fest on the pocket and then.
2023.
Put a bear on the
Put a
back.
picture of his face on one side.
Huh? That's scared
Put
the
a
kids.
picture of you on
No,
one side.
have a circle with the line.
And what's nice is something down the left sleeve. is
I
also-
like the Sky Valley.
In the marketing committee, we sort of more money set up just as it did last year. Sky Valley marketed on the sleeve. That is really
Did you
fun.
all, did marketing help us with the shirts? last
Yes,
year?
last year we paid for the steps of whatever you do.
The
marketing
setup,
on the Sky Valley,
The
yes.
setup,
Yes, so there is
do
money.
you have that in your budget?
Yes, we
Okay.
have $300 some dollars just
Uh-huh.
for that.
good that you're in charge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Poor Gordon, your list is getting long.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I really like the idea of Sky Valley marketing. Without sleeve.
Well, we sold them all last year. Paul.
So what he's saying is.
Boxes that they had to give away because they had to year on.
Yeah, just don't put the year on them.
I don't think the year means that much. I
Well, just
really
say, Sky Valley Fall Fest, and then just have the Sky Valley.
Yes.
Okay,
And
we can do that. Sharon and I can do that in her spare time.
on
I've
Independence
got some
Day,
design.
I'm guessing we sold a boatload of hats, stickers, t-shirts, all the stuff you have out here. Where we set up, sell the
Do you wanna
t-shirts,
do
can
that?
we do all that stuff?
Do your swag,
All, yeah, all your swag?
Sky Valley swag would be good.
That, you had to sold a boatload of stuff.
At the 4th of July? Yeah, we did.
At the breakfast.
At the
We
breakfast.
sold it at the breakfast and they were buying them like hotcakes.
Go show.
So you want it that,
They bring them to the breakfast before.
are we having a breakfast that day?
No,
Oh,
we're doing it early. It's
When-
October.
when is your October breakfast?
I can tell you.
It's a great idea to sell.
It is October 7th.
I mean, on the fourth, I know they sold a bunch of stuff.
Now, if you have it ready by October 7th, you can set up a table there. Which is,
All right, power.
I was gonna talk to you about something.
Power for some of the vendors that requested. It wasn't a problem last year, and I know Ken had a handful of generators, and the nice thing, they weren't really noisy, which was a concern, but
How many of our vendors need electricity?
last year, I'd say maybe 3 or 4.
I know the banjo guy, he does, because please don't put that next to me, I always get stuff next to me. And I hear that tune the rest of the year.
Okay, Jim, where do you want to be?
He's a great, he has got several vendors to come because he had such a good year last year. He's a good
So
advertiser.
20-some guitars, and they were anywhere from $150 to $250 a piece.
Now, that was a hot place last year.
So if we can find out, I'm sure Ken Sigler can use the generators again.
I'll talk.
But I don't think we need to push it. I mean, just if people say, I've got to have one. If you have it, or tell them, everybody,
Everybody
think,
wants
that's
one.
me, I might order my radio.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you know if the gentleman that did the trays that had Sky Valley on it, the wooden trays?
That was Jen's husband, wasn't it?
But he's, I think he's with the fire department. Sky
He
Valley.
lives over there on Buttermilk, off of Buttermilk.
Well, there's a guy that was at the show Garden Club one. And I really think he's gonna do, because he went over and took pictures of my picture of the chapel and stuff.
Yeah.
And he engraved some beautiful stuff.
Who is that?
I've got his card.
Okay.
He doesn't live here close by, but he,
Okay.
but he said,
He wanted
Right.
yeah,
Yeah, they're pretty expensive.
they were expensive,
Super expensive.
but they were super
This
nice.
other guy was last year and I bought several for gifts. And anyway, I've got his number somewhere. Let's see
You
it.
talking about David?
They lived, yeah, he had stuff like that last year.
He's a
Because-
fireman. I
Yeah,
met him.
Oh,
yeah,
is he? Oh, is he?
Yeah.
He lives over there. His wife is Jen and
Yeah.
I'm blanking on the last name.
Big
Dick
Costello.
Costello.
Yeah, I
Dick
have-
Costello.
So they're the ones that were there last year?
I don't know.
They were there, they were there last year.
Yeah. Yeah, he's very talented with wood.
I think they're out of town.
I think.
That's all I have. If there, as far as, events, I guess maybe the next time we meet, we can, like fine tune it and, put windows.
on the adult events, Mud Creek Hike.
I scratched that off.
Okay, because I just would worry about that since it's not our property.
Yeah, the scavenger hunt, the hike, cornhole game, now the Hay Bale Trail, that's something that's in, you don't have to talk about that or.
I don't say the H word.
Yeah, I know, everybody likes that.
What about Wi-Fi?
That's real good.
Do we have Wi-Fi? Do we have Wi-Fi at the pavilion?
We're working on it.
And it's
We
not,
asked for a quote about 2 months ago, but we're working on it.
because that was a problem with a lot of it. I don't know why well, I guess what phone
It's something
service
we
they
heard
had.
about.
But we were using our square and letting people use it, that's kind of a problem.
It was tough.
That'd be a problem for the vendors.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Have Wi-Fi,
We used to,
and it was through Windstream, it was horrible, and the city switched to Truvista.
We've got, Truvista has come in and we want Wi-Fi at the Evergreen Roads because we want cameras, security cameras back there. And we've asked for it for the post office too, so we're working on it.
because that'd be great, because that's where the vendors are gonna be. It was a problem last year because the CBC Wi-Fi went down. There's Wi-Fi there, but it went down just that
Well, I wonder
day.
how much what's the diameter of the Wi-Fi radius?
Yeah,
Because Who does?
The chapel, they have
They
Wi-Fi.
have Wi-Fi too? But I don't know, would that reach the vendors?
And then there I don't know what you call it, but portable type thing you can, like lease where they, or, whatever. I think you can do that.
Sharon will check into it.
I wouldn't know where to check.
Well, I guess Verizon, somebody like that.
To rent one for the day.
Well, go with your business since we paid it a fortune every month.
Verizon is a good company to check, Verizon. I mean, I get great reception with Verizon.
So,
That's because we have a tower.
I got nominated a while back for something I didn't really know about. So I'm gonna nominate this guy that's sitting in the stands here.
The Dr. Reverend.
For all your painting needs, right here.
He's our teach.
So
Right.
you're gonna be painting the hay bale base colors? Cody, he did it last year. You did a great
I
job.
was telling,
If we do the big bear again,
Oh. that's
we're
great.
gonna probably wanna do the big bear again.
I think so.
So get the 24-foot iron spikes,
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring.
because his little head won't fall off and kill somebody.
I was telling Bruce, I had a hard time last year getting the round bales,
Yeah,
but I've been calling and I've got the round bales. and
Good.
Bar bells both
Good.
taken care of.
Great. right. Well, she's already started that process of sending out notices about who wants to do one.
Yes. Can we talk about that at all? Because we have the marketing committee, we already have a committee of working on design.
What would you like to talk about?
Well, I guess The number, I guess, is they like to have, essentially, we already set up the design on and so forth. Can you get 3 hay bales, then we have a special color green, do we do that? And we like the location of last year.
What is it? Are they stacking them?
Yeah, we like that stack up
Yeah.
3.
Like a pyramid?
Here's the design.
Here, she's already got it. We want to make this hay bale a big deal.
There you go. This is the hay bale queen right here.
Okay,
You said a special green?
we like that in green. You
Like
got
the grass, color of grass.
Okay, grass green.
for the hay bales. And then stack for it.
Crabgrass.
Okay.
Can you get that painted that high?
And that's the marketing committee doing that, you said?
Sky Valley Marketing.
Sky Valley, they work for Sky Valley Market.
Just because it's you, Gordon, you can do it.
Okay.
Somebody else already requested 3
They love the
bells.
location.
I don't remember.
Where's the location?
Location, last year had it right,
I don't know, you haven't worked that out yet.
last year you had it right at the corner there, right at parking.
I remember seeing y'all working 24/7.
Am I gonna let you?
And we will not, we do not have
Stop and all
orange,
that again?
we won't have any orange hay bales.
That's just wrong. That's just wrong. Can anybody think of anything else?
Okay.
Go.
And this is for the city employees. We at Rusty Bike yesterday, and I've seen it before, but it just really hit me yesterday. They have a TV and it's on a loop and it goes around advertising.
The gal who does that lives here in Sky Valley.
I was gonna bring that up, and she wants to give us a better deal.
Uh-huh.
She said, but
A better deal for who?
for 2 months,
Oh, to advertise it on.
right?
She lives right over there in
On
Richfield.
Richfield, yeah.
Oh, you mean advertise it down there?
Oh,
But
no,
it's not
all
just
the
that, all the
TV.
restaurants have these.
It'd be 10 different places.
Her name is Lynn something that
Yeah,
I,
I've
she lives
got
in
it.
the Gold House.
Yeah.
Man Trainer and her sister also, Lisa.
Yeah.
Lives on
Lives-
Lives
Alpine.
on Alpine.
Yeah.
Well, does anybody know her?
We-
You
Volunteer.
know? Jerry?
Professionals.
Who's pointing at me?
Nobody.
Cody?
No, Cody wouldn't do that.
I know.
What's it
You
called?
know what? Would you ask her if she
Uh,
would
It's
for Sky Valley advertise on?
Hit List
on-
Media.
on
What is
all
it?
her
Hit-
tapes?
Hit List Media.
If she gets the copy to her.
Her name is Lynn Trayburn.
Her sister Lisa.
Yeah.
She's a co-owner of it. But,
We
cut-
gave her a deal on the color of her roof, so she needs to.
there you go.
Wait a second, is that the one we had an issue with? After the meeting, I got a little story.
Yeah. we do.
But she, sent stuff back and forth yesterday. She said, because I was talking about when we do it for September and October.
Yeah.
And she said, well, what about this month? I said, well, I might be a little far out. I don't know if we want to pay for anything that far out.
Well,
She
I was
says,
hoping she'd do it for free.
she's not that
She's a
nice.
Sky Valley resident.
But I think if you talk to her,
No, you don't want me to talk to her, maybe somebody else.
but,
Not me, because I voted.
Not Bruce,
I voted-
not Bruce.
I voted down.
but 2 months.
Now there, let Chief talk to her.
That's where it needs to be. I'm going. Is her sister the one that comes to all the meetings with the dark hair?
I don't know. I've never. I don't
The
know.
only time I've ever seen her is on Zoom with a little picture like that. So I couldn't pick her out of the lineup.
But anyway, they would do August, half a month in August free, and 2 months for $125.
She needs to be better. Offer her 75 and tell her she's a deal.
Well, I just got the charges. I mean, we haven't got that far.
It's about a third of what they charge. It's about a third of what they charge.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
very expensive to do it.
Yeah. And,
Yeah, I do that.
but, just
Jim,
listen, so out there,
Jim, you could schmooze her, why don't you,
maybe Dottie can.
maybe Dorothy.
Is that? marketing?
That's a good call.
The cost, 145?
For 2.5 months.
I know, it might be part of marketing.
Ooh, there you
That
go.
might be able to look at that.
Dang, Gordon, I'll give this information to you
Have a
then.
little extra.
He's writing your name down again, Gordon. You better be careful.
I'm running out of ink.
Yeah,
And,
that's a great idea. Thank you, Gordon.
Will you talk to her?
look at it, guys.
But would
I think
you,
we have a little money. in
do you want to contact? her?
Yeah, if they ask her to do it.
Take Jeanette
there.
with you.
I'll give me the name and I'll follow up.
Okay.
You know what you have
They
to
go
go
forward.
for Ridgepole and Lavelle. It's got the gold roof, big up the driveway.
But let,
That's
let
the
me,
All right.
let me bring up one other thing.
Lynn's address,
Yeah, it's one,
1053.
1053 Ridgepole. But you've already talked to her and she gave you that price?
Yes, she,
Well, then, can you just say, yes, we'll take that price, and then she can send her bill to,
Who would organize the type of ad and so forth, but.
what they got,
We have.
yeah, she'll do the copy.
Okay,
yeah,
just give me.
they have what they call 2 loops. You know, 2 different sets of 10. And I think this is the best one, but it'd be at Route 76 Roadhouse Bar and Grill. It'd be at Rusty Bite, which I think is tremendous.
Yeah,
Mark Maurice's,
yeah, that's a
Mexican.
Mexican restaurant right there.
Moonrise Distillery, Veronica's, Your Time Fitness, Subway in Clayton, Henry's Restaurant, and Spotted Pig. To me, that sounds like the other one. The other one, y'all might think this is better, it's Oinkers,
It's what?
Oinkers
Oinkers.
Barbecue, La Padres, Lake Burton Bar, Wildcat Grill and Tiger, the Dillard House.
Where's the Padres?
I have no idea. I think Mexico City, I'm not sure. Is
It's La Praz.
that what it is? Is that what it is? Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah, it is, isn't it?
Oh, Lord.
The Dillard House, Hush, Restaurant, Nina's, Issy's,
Share it on the side.
Sunday Dinner, and Subway Market.
So Sharon, you can determine which venues.
What do y'all think's the best?
I think
best
the
First
first
go,
one
huh?
was-
I think the first one.
I think the first
Yeah, how do you take?
Yeah, it doesn't have a La Padres.
That's
a
really
Mexican.
popular.
I want to go eat there this weekend.
I love the burritos.
Where is that?
Well, anybody have anything else that?
Move to adjourn.
That's Tony's job.
Just just quickly, you know, we've given all this business to the sign people to make the 911 signs. Those girls, if they are lovely, and if we needed anything, I bet you that they would do it for us. If we need any kind of signage or like you're talking about that vinyl sign with the grommets and things like that, because we've given them a ton of business.
They're the ones who already do our
They
signs.
do it for us.
Oh, they do?
Yes, ma'am. They do our banners and, I mean, our pole banners and everything.
But
They
maybe
don't do the
volunteer
shirts.
something for this festival.
You're not gonna run out of ink, you're gonna run out of paper.
That's all I have. Can we decide on the next time?
Yeah.
We can, meet. Word. How about the end of the month?
Yeah, wouldn't that be great?
Say, too soon, not soon enough?
Even though the first week of September. Oh, no, it's.
That's one day, Friday.
And the first half's got her.
But,
Are you leaving the country?
and not, well, if things go well, no.
And it is Fall Fest is the 21st, correct?
Yes.
Right.
So we are, I think we're doing good so far.
So first week of September, 4th through 8th, sometime.
Well, the 4th is Labor Day, so people will be involved in there.
Yeah, maybe,
The 8th is,
or the week before.
the 8th is the lobster dog food truck. That's what I heard about.
It's dog food.
Dog food. No, okay, dog food. What's a good day? Like a Thursday, the 7th?
Shoot for the end of the month.
Or food truck's a good day, then it only,
We're gonna have to see, because, we're gonna be out of town. We gotta check.
what day you, I think you're out
That's
of
what we gotta
town.
find out.
Okay.
31st is a month from now.
So it'll be sent later, yeah, because you're off. on-
Give everybody an opportunity to take care of what we're taking care of.
We'll do the 31st on a Thursday?
What is that, September?
Yeah. No,
August
August 31st.
I'm gonna call my secretary.
Call your secretary.
I've got a meeting, marketing meeting at 10, we can do it after that.
What day are you doing it on, 31st?
31st, 10 o'clock.
Okay,
You have phone service here?
No,
yeah,
No, sir.
no.
yeah, you do. If you get on the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I'm on the Wi-Fi.
Because,
You want to just send out a message and give some dates and everybody
Yes.
should do it.
yes.
I want to thank y'all for showing up and volunteer. We love all our volunteers, y'all. We got wonderful people in this valley mostly. So, we got great. Y'all, thank y'all for coming and volunteering. Thank you to the marketing committee too for coming across with the checkbook. That's even better. And we're, because we're all working on the same thing, so that's
We're gonna
good.
check this. We're traveling, and I know we're going to Charleston in the dates.
Are you
Go ahead.
making a motion to adjourn?
Yes, I make a motion to adjourn.
You can't make the motion, somebody. can.
Who will? Oh, Tony.
Tony's gonna make the motion. A second.
Greg, second.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming.
And thank you,
Adjourn.
thank you.